Happy Sunday. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon on the East Coast and good morning here on the West Coast. How is everybody doing today? Let me know if the sound is okay. Give me a 5x5 in the comment section below. Maybe I'm using, let me change my light source here. Let me turn this light source like that and turn this light source on. Let me see what that does. Does that help at all? Or does it make it worse? What's going on? Can everybody do me a favor? Whether you're watching this right now or next month or next year, write down in the comments real quick where you're watching from. Just city, state, or just America. What I do later is I go back and I look at the comments and I see where people are watching from, because I do take a look at all your emails. My cousin will check my emails. Delete Laws Clips checks a lot of emails. But I definitely go back and I check and I see if where you guys are from. I wonder if this bad chicken will be better if I just turn it off. Is that better? Oh, that makes it even more pixely. Does it make it more pixely or less pixely? Makes it more pixely. That's a real bummer. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, that's better. That is better. So, I don't typically jump up on Sunday morning. I'm trying to finish. There's two things I'm doing right now. One for Auditors United and one for Alan, who these two different things I'm producing right now. But my computer, unfortunately, has hit the age where my Premiere Pro no longer works on this computer. So I'm going to have to get a new computer here pretty quick. So I'm not looking forward to that, but it's going to have to happen. My buddy who's a computer expert was like, if you spend the time troubleshooting this Premiere, you're just going to end up dealing with this constantly. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Good morning, everybody. Do me a favor. Right down here, let me see. Do me a favor. Can you get it? OTVO. Can you put an overturn Terry versus Ohio in the comment section, if you would, please? I showed a video last night. A bunch. Mr. Waldo Baldo is in the room. What's going on, Mr. Waldo Baldo? Good to see you. Oh, there it is. There, that video is now converting. I was just kind of stalling a little bit because I got a couple videos I'm going to show you in addition to this one from Colorado. Listen, the video we're going to watch is only 3 minutes, and then I'm going to cut it off. And I'll show a little bit of it. I'm not going to cut it off all the way. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. What's going on with the Playboy? What's going on? Did I see Boyer in the room? What's going on? The Tribe, good to see you. What is going on, everybody? Kim is in the room. Waldo Baldo, like I said a moment ago, I see your comments in there. Nice to see everybody. Well, I literally woke up and was like, so it's kind of funny because both Delete Laws Clips and I, this is so random. As we start to get on the same page, it's pretty weird because he texted me this morning and said, hey, did you see that video at Colorado last night? I said, yeah. For some strange reason, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I had like 6 texts from you good people, 6 emails saying, hey, Chille, you got to see this video. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I watched this video from Aurora, Colorado. It was 5 hours old and had 5,000 views. And as I watched the entire 35-minute video, but truly the video is only 3 minutes. The entire video that pretty much puts a microcosm, a complete eggshell around the scrambled eggs that police are in our country. We have created a system where they're always right, we cannot resist, and they can kidnap us at any time. No, it has to change. The 1900 case of Bad Elk versus the United States, DLZ Clips, if you could grab that OYEZ and put Bad Elk versus United States and put that link in there. Or, I could pull it up myself and show it to you guys. Bad Elk versus the United States. And what was that damn Supreme Court justice's name? His name was Rupert. What was his name, though? He had a really weird last name. He wrote the holding that you cannot resist police. And so what you're going to see here is like a microcosm of giving cops absolute power over since 1900. Is it 1901 or 1900 Bad Elk versus United States? Can anybody let me know? Is that 1900 or 1901? Man, what you guys are going to see today is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely freaking crazy. I appreciate that, Michael. And did anybody, you know, I bust out a case law the other day, the 2015 case of Rodriguez versus the United States. Did anybody look up that case law that I did when I was talking to that dunce cap over there at the woman who was trying to solicit a trespass against me? This great big dunce cap. What's going on, Green Mark? How's everybody? Swamp Lover, how you doing? How you doing? Eric Trillo, what is going on? Hey, you know, and Eric just chimed in and said he's lost pounds since last, but I think because he's sick. Yeah, I think Eric is sick. I hope you're okay, Eric. Eric's become a friend of mine the past several months. We've been talking, and I hope you're okay, Eric. I really do. If that's tough. Every time I think about someone that I like and I care about, and I think that they could be ill, it distracts me. So, but what I'm saying is, if you guys started this intermittent fasting journey with me, I'm 20 pounds down since the first. I'm exaggerating. I think I'm like 18, 17, 18, something like that, but I'm pretty close to 20. So you always want to give yourself a round up a little bit so you feel good about yourself, but just tell the truth to others. So I'm about 17 pounds down, 18 pounds down right now. And all I've been doing is just not eating during the day. And at nighttime, I'm having burgers sometimes. I break my fast properly, but then like last night, I had a ribeye grilled cheese sandwich with curly fries and barbecue. So, okay, without going too much further into my nutritional system here, I do teach intermittent fasting to people. A lot of people have contacted me. I'm helping a lot of people with their intermittent fasting. And I tell you every time, make sure you consult your doctor. I'm only telling you what I learned on the internet, and I learned from people far smarter than me. So I'm just taking what they said as gospel, and it really is working for me. You can see it. You can see arms start to get lean again. You can see the fat start to dissipate. You can start to see it. So it's really cool just not eating, because this was just pure soft right through here. It was just pure soft. So thank you, Todd. I appreciate the kind words. These are kind things people say, and I really appreciate it. I was talking to my friend Tina yesterday, and we all are this complex ball of emotions, and thank you, Silent Auditor. I appreciate that. We're all of this ball of ego and complicated emotions and deep relationships. We all have relationships with people who are, you know, you have a relationship with someone that you text or call every day. And if you don't, then reach out to me and I'll reply to you, and you can email me back and forth every day. If a friend text, pretty soon I'll call you. So don't feel like you're alone, because you're not. But we all have these very deep, intricate, complex relationships that if all of a sudden, if you decided that you were going to strip me of my cell phone, if you said, hey, I'm going to take away your cell, that's my nephew wrestling. If I'm going to take away your cell phone from you and lock you away in a cage, and you're not going to be able to text the people who you usually text, you're not going to be able to call the people you usually call, it would take less than 12 hours before people in my life said, where is Chille? What happened to him? It would take less than that, because a lot of you guys check in on me every day. So I have that for myself, and it's a beautiful thing. But a lot of people don't. When I was an actor 10, 15 years ago in Hollywood, 15 years ago, God, I'm old as dirt. I think I stopped acting around 31 or 32, 33, somewhere in there. So it's about 15 years ago. You know, I often said to people that if I died in my apartment, nobody would notice, because all I do is audition, sleep, work out, sleep, eat, and then go to another audition. And I did this for years and years. And so Alan Hubb is in the room, everybody. Good to see you. Delete Laws Clips is everybody here. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. So let me show you guys the video that I saw yesterday that just has me, the reason why I jumped up this morning. And it's so funny, because DLZ Clips and I said it's going to take us about a month to really get on the same page. And then we did. And now I woke up this morning, he texts me and I text him almost at the same time. Oh my God, did you see this out of Denver? And I said, it's ironic that I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing I saw this out of Denver. This is, so I'm going to show this. You guys know I'm going to try not to interrupt it, the first 3 minutes, and then we're going to go back over those 3 minutes and we're going to watch them again, because I watched this last night a couple of times. Not the entire 34 minutes, just the first 3 or 4 minutes I watched 2 or 3 times to try to catch the cues of how things went so poorly. But this is cops in America in a nutshell. And I've created and put up a new idea called transparency, using rights protectors with drones and using technology to spread the money around instead of relying on jackboot thugs who drive around in their cars with nobody watching over them. It's not working. And so I presented this idea in a video I called Transparency about a year ago when I was in Dallas, and that idea is still going. I've involved other people now, shown them my ideas, and now they're developing some stuff around the ideas that I've showed them. I never stop. I mean, I don't ever stop. I won't ever, ever, ever stop. You can't negotiate with me. You can't reason with me. You can't, there's nothing you're going to do that's going to get me to stop. If you want to stop, you're going to have to fucking kill me, man, because I'm not stopping until this bullshit system is changed. It makes my blood boil. It makes my blood boil. It really does. So I'll show you guys the video now, and you guys can see it. This is out of Denver, and I believe that the channel is called Reagan Benson right here. So I'm going to subscribe to Reagan, like we all should do. Make sure that we all subscribe to Reagan. I'm going to open her video big so you guys. So I just subscribed to her channel. I'm sorry I didn't do that last night, Reagan, but I did just now. So I subscribed here, 8.9 thousand, so 1,000 views every hour. And now I'm going to give her a thumbs up on her like. And then I'm just going to make sure that I'll go. And so I invite everybody to go over here, subscribe to Reagan Benson, give it a thumbs up, and then drop a comment for the algorithm. That's what I want you guys to do on my videos too. That's how you can help me the most, is by liking, subscribing, and sharing the videos. So now what you guys are going to see is a microcosm, and I'm going to shut up and get off the screen, and I'm going to let you guys watch this 3 minutes, at about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to stop it. And then, because she's just going to repeat the whole time that she can't believe you're just grabbing my friend and arresting her. She just can't believe it the whole time, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's watch this 3 minutes together, and then I'll come back on and we'll talk about it a little bit. This is policing in America in an absolute microcosm. This is policing in America in a microcosm. So let's watch this together.
I don't know why we have this massive of police response, but this one cop car sat in this lane, impeded traffic as I was driving. This tall, lurchy dude got out, started barking orders at me. Don't start getting fucking smart with me. Oh, I'll have some motherfucking offensive language for you. You keep fucking egging me on, motherfucker, and it'll just go on all fucking night long.
It's funny. They'll demonetize Reagan's video, but they let the cops kidnap people, and Google creates the credit system for China. And so you wonder why they're shutting down our videos, but what the police are doing is fine.
You understand? I told you to get him under control. What? Why are we going to let this...
Yeah, I want his name and badge number. I need a car.
So the citizens are explaining that this cop is out of control, and the other cops around are saying he outranks me. Like I said, the ranking system is a problem. It's a huge problem. And all the citizens are clearly saying this cop is out of control. They're pointing out the problem is this cop. And listen to Reagan.
Yeah. We need your name and badge number. All of this police response for this jackass that escalated this to this kind of response, just for a homeless person, you gotta be shitting me, you guys. You have got to be shitting me.
So take a look at how many cops there are. There's at least 8 cops on the scene. And that's where the money is going. People say, oh, your idea of transparency is going to cost too much money. What are you talking about? You've got jackboot thug cops just roaming around the street, enforcing whatever law they decide to enforce, and nobody's in their ear saying, leave that person alone and go find an actual crime to investigate. They're not doing that. Instead, they stack up 8+ cops here because there's people with cameras there, and this gets a lot worse. This gets a lot worse.
Hey! Ow! Hey! Whoa!
Okay, I want to show this to you again. So this cop walks up to her and he puts his hands on her. If you watch very closely, you can see she's walking along with the camera and he puts his hands on her, and naturally as a human being, she retaliates and pushes him back. Watch.
You guys, you have got to be shitting me.
Listen. Do you see that? He pushed her and she said, don't touch me. I'm going to slow this down to 25% and you guys can see it for yourselves. Listen, he puts his hands on her. He starts it. He puts his hands on her right there. Extends his hand. She replies and says, don't touch me. Why does that pig have a right to touch her? He doesn't. And now here's the part that has to stop. This has got to stop. We have got to stop blindly submitting to turning around and being put dominion over, where they have absolute and total control of us. Don't just turn around and say, okay, I'm under arrest. Nuh-uh. We have to start resisting, where you cannot just throw me in torture cuffs. The answer is going to be no. But because she's a good person. But look what's happening. There's nothing going on. There's 8 cops there for a homeless guy. The cop walks up and puts his hands on her. She pushes him back, says, don't touch me. And now she's under arrest for assaulting a police officer. We've got to start to resist this. And I'm not for physical violence, but I'm not for just you allowing a pig to arrest you because he wants to. Because he just decided that you're under arrest. We've got to start to resist. We've got to start to resist. Because we have got to band together pretty soon, because we are heading into a major problem here. You can see it. You can literally see we're heading into a major problem because they're just allowed to arrest us with impunity. And now the judge, by the way, the judge isn't going to know any of this.
Hey! Ow! Hey! Whoa!
Then he slams her into the window head first. Now we all have to back up. And this is what I'm saying. Hey, coppers, it's getting to a tipping point where we're not just going to back up anymore. You're not just kidnapping my friend anymore. That's coming to an end. And if I got to go too, then I got to go too. You're not just kidnapping my friend because you want to, because he doesn't like what she said or what she's doing. She hasn't broken any law. She's being a journalist. This is insane. And we have got to start to resist. Hey, you filthy coppers, don't think you're putting your hands on me and I'm just going to, okay, just arrest me. You want to kill me, mofo? Then do it. Maybe my death is what sparks the revolution. I don't know. But I am not just going with you to a dungeon where you're going to put torture cuffs on me. The answer is absolutely not. And if you try to take one of my friends, you're going to find out I'm going to resist.
What the?
He put his hands on her. Slams her head first into the window. Don't back up.
What the fuck, you guys? What are you doing? What are you doing?
They're tyrannical. Listen to what she says.
Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding.
Listen to what Reagan says. She's spot on with all of her commentary.
You fucking asshole.
Yep.
You fucking prick.
Yep.
You escalated this whole fucking thing.
Yep, he did.
You fucking idiot.
And now look at all the tyrant pigs around there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all backing up.
Because it's an active investigation, we're going to do tape on when you guys step back. Well, once you put it up, it's coming out. Okay?
Let me have her camera. Let me have her camera. He just busted her
Look at
camera.
these pigs.
He
Look at
threw
these
her up
pigs.
against the glass. Let me have her camera. Can I have her camera?
Name a badge number. You damn right.
She'll release it to me. You don't
Look
need
at
that
these
to go to
pigs.
the jail. Then go ask her to give it to me. God damn it. How am I being difficult? Bullshit.
No, you're there because you're an
Bullshit.
asshole.
You're creating chaos.
You're creating
because your
chaos.
officer escalated this
Yes.
whole fucking thing. Chaos. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're creating chaos because your officer escalated this whole fucking thing. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're creating chaos because your officer escalated this whole fucking thing.
And look at the pigs. Look at the pigs. Look at the disgusting pigs. One cop escalates everything out of control. The citizens tell the other pigs that show up, this pig is out of control. The other pigs back up the out of control pig. Start to resist. You are not just arresting me, pig. That's not happening anymore. I'm not just willingly submitting my dominion to you that you get to torture me and put me in absolute torturous pain and then drag me down to a dungeon where you're going to put me in a rape cage, look up my backside, look up my bunghole as though you're solving the drug problem. It's time to start resisting. It is time to start resisting. You don't just get to arrest me because you say, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Nuh-uh. No more. It's gone too far. Look how filthy these pigs are. Suing is not going to matter because the filthy pigs get away with it. They don't get in trouble for it. We have got to start to resist. You don't just get to grab me and arrest me because you say I'm under arrest. And we have to start to form, we have to start to organize because this is an absolute police state. John Locke said, when the social contract has been dissolved, it is your obligation to resist and to overthrow that governance. This is written by John Locke. So we are looking at the end of the social contract. These jackboot thug pigs can just walk up and arrest you because they say, oh, push you back, and now you're under arrest. That maggot put his hands on her first. He had no right to touch her. And I don't want to hear your Biden shit because Trump did the same thing. Reagan was the worst president in U.S. history. I cannot believe the sucking of Reagan that goes on now because he had a couple good speeches. Did y'all miss the speech where he said, let's get rid of the Fourth Amendment? Did y'all miss that speech? Did y'all miss the gun legislation that Reagan passed? The only legitimate gun legislation that truly stripped us of our gun rights was passed by Reagan. Before that, it was the 1911 Sullivan Act. If you don't know about the 1911 Sullivan Act, it passed in New York City in 1911 by the governor of New York City named Tim Sullivan. That's why it's called the Sullivan Act. Tim Sullivan was a conservative. Every single gun legislation and stripping of the Second Amendment happens by conservatives or Republicans. Sorry, every single police state, prison state, death state is pushed forward by conservatives and Republicans. Sorry, I put up a thing in my community yesterday of a Christian woman on Instagram who I was enamored with. I was following her. I loved her. I was reposting her videos. I was like, oh my God, this woman is amazing, right? Then she comes out with a post yesterday and says, you know, we have 400 products in our store and our products go to a clean environment, homeschooling, and we support the cops. I put her on blast. I unsubscribed. I sent her a text. I said, what's the matter with you? Who was enforcing those bird flu mandates in 2020? That was the cops. The cops were doing that. So let's watch a little bit more so you guys can see the absolute tyranny. Reagan, you're so spot on, hun. And by the way, Reagan, if you reach out to me, I got some people who want to help you. If everybody wants to let Reagan know, there's some people who want to help her out that I work with, who want to be a part of her situation moving forward, most likely for the woman who's been put into the dungeon for no reason. But let's watch the next 2 minutes.
All right, you get blanked in. Thank you. Very well.
God damn it. You guys. Unfucking real. Unfucking real.
Look at that filthy pig. He's watching a kidnapping. They're all a part of kidnapping.
What in the actual?
Now they're going to put up crime scene tape to push the journalists back. Listen to what Reagan says.
Well, fuck are you guys doing?
No fucking reason. Yeah, fuck you, Sergeant. Fuck you.
Don't call him Sergeant.
No fighting words.
Don't call him Sergeant.
Yes. Thank you. Look how easy that was, Munster.
Look at those pigs. Each one makes $50,000 to $150,000 a year, all standing around because they have nobody in their ear giving them proper directives.
How easy that was.
Look at the ego of these pigs.
For a homeless guy, huh?
They got to set up
What
crime
are they
scene tape.
investigating? For a homeless guy?
No, they're doing this so they can arrest her and get away with it and say, no, we had a crime scene there. It was a homeless guy in a foyer.
Okay. You just fucking chill. Just fucking chill. Just fucking chill.
You don't appreciate anything. You're a parasite and you're a pig.
Back up. You're in my personal space.
You walked up to her, you maggot.
Hey,
You got in my personal
I can be
space.
right next to the fucking tape.
That's the tall cop she said was an asshole who escalated this entire thing to begin with. Look where the tape is and look where he's standing.
Shut the fuck up.
Can you give me a
No,
speech?
you shut the fuck
Back
up.
the fuck away from me. You put up crime
You
scene
can't
tape.
look
I'm behind
at
it.
Look at him. In
Why
her,
the fuck you want to be in my face?
he's in front of the tape. She walks around him and goes to the edge of the
That's
tape.
fucking easy.
Look at him.
Nobody broke no laws.
What in the fuck are you guys doing? What in the actual fuck are you guys doing? Liz,
They kidnapped her.
what the fuck?
Every guy there is a part of kidnapping.
I'm not gonna get hit.
And now they act like they're concerned about her safety after they kidnapped her friend. Yes, I do.
Why? Why do I need to stand on the sidewalk? You guys have the whole fucking street shut down.
Look at these.
What in the
Look at these douchebag cops holding their line.
You guys have the whole fucking
Look,
street.
they've created a line and they're holding the line against journalists. Look, this is military tactics. They've created a line and now they're stationed there holding the line for what? For what? Where's the crime? The homeless person, who we're probably not going to get to, is completely deranged, completely crazy. But what line are they holding here? They're just pushing tyrannical behavior on us and seeing how long before we organize and we resist this. And I'm there now. I'm done with this. If I get killed because these jackboot thug pigs try to arrest me, then I get killed. But I am not going with you blindly, pig. You're not just blindly kidnapping me. Sorry, it's not happening. The answer is absolutely no. And we need to start stopping them from stealing our friends off the streets. What did that woman do wrong? And now she's going to be charged with assaulting a police officer, a felony. And the pig initiated the entire thing. We have to start to resist. If we have to create constitutional cities in this country, whatever we have to do, we have got to resist this tyrannical behavior. It has to change. And the tipping point for me is now. I watched this last night. I was absolutely furious. Burning. I couldn't go back to sleep after I saw this.
Street shut down.
That's what you're doing.
What in the fuck are you guys doing?
There, right there is $400,000 in salaries, acting like an egotistical asshole.
Fucking idiot.
What are you doing? Guarding a
crime scene.
Guy in a fucking foyer.
It's a
This is
foyer.
all over a homeless guy in a foyer.
Listen,
What foyer?
listen,
Guard.
just listen.
What are you doing?
Like a fucking idiot.
What are you doing? Guarding a crime scene. A homeless guy in a fucking foyer. This is all over a homeless guy in a foyer. What in the fuck are you doing?
She's going to say the same thing over and over and over here. She's going to continue to berate that
Oh my God.
they just kidnapped her friend. I mean,
Christopher, DMA, 8th and Broadway.
they quite literally kidnapped her friend. They just kidnapped her because
All for a homeless guy. They're making him move, and this fucking lurch right here escalated the whole fucking thing right there.
but he's the ranking officer.
Turned it into a fucking Holy Grail event.
Yep. But
What
what
did you?
But what have I been telling you guys since the beginning, since I started this channel since 2020? The ranking system, you call them sergeant, lieutenant, captain, you're adding to tyranny. When you take an oath to uphold the Constitution, you don't need someone telling you what to do. Your job is to defend people's rights. They bastardized it to law enforcement. It has to go. It has to change. And I think we're on the tip of a revolutionary war. I think we're this close to guns going off because these guys are out of control. Do not let them kidnap your friend off the street. It's time to resist. It's time to say, no, we're going to lock arms. You're not just taking my friend. You want to arrest all of us? Then arrest all of us. We have to stop letting them individually target us and arrest us and kidnap us. And then that person faces a bunch of charges. And what happens is they demoralize you by strip searching you. They demoralize you by kidnapping you. They demoralize you by putting you through this absolute dominion process where they roll your fingers across the booking computer. All these things they do to slowly deteriorate your confidence. That's what they do to people. That's what they do. And if you have children, an activist like myself, they would try to kidnap my children or kidnap my wife. But I don't have a wife and kids, so they can't do that to me. Or they would have done it by now. 100% they would have done it by now. We can no longer allow this to happen. We have to now implement a change. So in every different city across America, we have to start to organize resistance teams who are not going to let people, these cops, kidnap us and take us away. It has to come to an end. Sooner or later, it has to become in real life where we say we are not going to be kidnapped by you jackboot thugs. And my language is just on the tip of bursting because I'm trying to keep it in check. But watching this, and look at this pig on the screen here. Clearly they're kidnapping someone, and look how proud that pig is. Look at, they're all in it together. Oh, there's some good cops. Where's the good cop here? I don't see any good cops.
What did you get these guys here on fucking an active shooter call? What the fuck are you guys doing? Just to get this guy out of the foyer.
Exactly. Because they got caught with their man impeding traffic. That's
What
happened.
the fuck are you idiots doing? Do you know how fucking stupid you look?
This sergeant right here is sitting there condoning nobody having a set policy or none of this shit.
Hey, that's you. You guys are so fucking dumb.
They're all in it together.
This poor guy is just trying to stay warm. And this fucking lurch was driving down Broadway and saw him, so he slams on his brakes right here. No lights.
So the guy who just screamed that. So let me help you guys out right here. Did you hear the guy just scream, no qualified immunity? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let me, and please, whoever said that, try not to be offended because you've been listening to morons like James Freeman, who's a total dunce cap. He might be brave. He might have balls. The guy's the dumbest guy. He's the dumbest auditor there is. He literally has taught you all that it's qualified immunity. So let's take 2 steps back here. Did the cop stop the car and walk up to investigate the homeless person? Yes. What's that called? That's called a Terry stop. So was this qualified immunity or was this a Terry stop? This was a Terry stop. Now, there's been no violence done to the man, and they'll say there was no violence done to the woman who was arrested. There is, of course. But is it within the scope of qualified immunity? No. No. So what would have stopped this if you can't Terry stop people? But you got that moron, James Freeman, who's been running around saying, qualified immunity, qualified immunity. Remember, James Freeman is a dunce. He has no education. He's not a constitutional law scholar. He's openly said he hates this country and he hates the Constitution and he hates the Bill of Rights. And you're still repeating qualified immunity. It's the dumbest thing. I've been here for a year now. I've been explaining it to you guys. Before I was here, you had a bunch of YouTubers who wanted to get clicks and comments and views and likes and make some money. That's not what this is about. This is about changing the system. It's not qualified immunity. It's Terry versus Ohio. This stop was initiated as a Terry stop. There's no qualified immunity going on here. Zero. And by the way, qualified immunity can be overtaken by simply proving that the cop should have known better, which means you can go through his personnel records, see previous arrests that he didn't have the same conduct, and then qualified immunity is overcome, and he doesn't have qualified immunity. Unlike Terry, you can always walk up to someone on a Terry stop and say, I'm suspicious. How do you undo that? Prove that the cop wasn't suspicious? No, you have to overturn Terry versus Ohio. I mean, just dunce caps. YouTube is filled with fraud, filled with fake people. who don't give a damn about independence, freedom, liberty, don't give a damn about the Constitution, don't know anything about it, openly say they hate it. And you're still saying qualified immunity. Please, this was a Terry stop.
On the hook for that, bud.
What in the actual? We have video of what you did prior to, you stupid ass.
Video prior to all.
Did you still want to do that traffic stop on me?
This
You need to ask him if he wants to complete this traffic stop on me. He told me he was going to arrest me. You're going to make him finish the traffic stop?
Yeah. You think this is a fucking game?
No, I didn't. No, I did not refuse to identify myself. He would not tell me if he was doing a traffic stop. I don't have to give you my fucking ID. Why do you want to play stupid? Why do you want to play stupid?
Because he is stupid.
Just because he's ordering me to give ID doesn't mean I have to do it.
Nobody broke no goddamn laws out here.
Holy shit. Boy, you guys, you're going to get fucking IA super busy on this one, aren't you?
No, they're not. They're not going to get internal affairs super busy. You can read the Mullen Commission. It's available on my website for free. You can download it for nothing. 1994 Mullen Commission. They're not going to get in trouble by internal affairs. And if Delete Laws clips would put in there when I went to internal affairs in Toledo, Ohio, put the clip for that, the link for the video in there. It's not how it works. Internal affairs are cops investigating cops. The state police who investigate the city cops are cops investigating cops. The super BCI cops or Georgia Bureau of Investigations or Tennessee Bureau of Investigations or Texas Rangers investigating the small town cops in Dallas. It's cops investigating cops. They get together with the Fraternal Order of Police every year and they go, hey, if anything happens, I know your cousin's brother's best friend. We worked together for years. I was in the military with that guy. You're not going to hem him up, are you? Oh, no. It's a great big scam. So someone typed on here, they want me to explain the difference between Terry versus Ohio and qualified immunity. Terry versus Ohio is a 1968 Supreme Court case that changed our constitutional rights. It stripped away the Fourth Amendment completely. Terry versus Ohio says that a cop can walk up to you and say, I'm reasonably articulable suspicion of you. It's called RAS. Stop using it. It's made up unconstitutional garbage created by a KKK member, Hugo Black. And we just found out yesterday that Anthony Scalia was a white supremacist. It came out in the news yesterday. Like I've been saying for years, I said Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Anthony Scalia were racist, authoritarian pieces of garbage, and I hope they're both burning in hell. If you came here for some light cupcake guy, you're in the wrong place. I'm a hardcore mother, and I'm never going to stop. Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg were scum. So in 1968, Earl Warren's court with Hugo Black, KKK member on there, what they did is they allowed the first black man to present his case in the Supreme Court. Well, you know what? That rookie named Louis Stokes, he pitched a great big goose egg, and he got John Terry's conviction affirmed at the Supreme Court. And then what they did is they changed the laws. They changed the Fourth Amendment for the right to be secure in your person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. And they said you can be searched and seized if a cop believes he's reasonably articulable suspicion of you. I swear to God that happened in 1968. If you don't know this, then you don't understand my channel at all. My entire channel is based on overturning Terry versus Ohio. On the back of my shirt, it says overturn Terry versus Ohio. What happened here? The cop said, I see a homeless guy in a foyer, slammed his car on, and Terry stopped him. Based on the idea that he's reasonably articulable suspicion that maybe he's trespassing or he's being a vagrant or that's a bank building, so it's a private building, so it wouldn't be loitering. Loitering would be on public lands. But the point is that Terry versus Ohio allows the cop to walk up to you and say, I'm suspicious of you. Now, once you're interacted with the cops, you have a 1989 holding called Graham versus Connor. Graham versus Connor is the use of force continuum, the use of force protocols. In 1984, in a case called Graham versus Connor, that they determined police need to make split-second decisions. We don't need to anymore with cameras everywhere, but we're still living under this absolute tyrannical garbage. So Terry allows them to walk up and say, I'm suspicious of you, and detain you in torture cuffs. Detain you as a POW style of arrest. Qualified immunity doesn't allow that. Qualified immunity has nothing to do with the interaction. Qualified immunity has to do with after they POW arrest you, do they drop their knees on your head when you're in torture cuffs? Do they punch you in the face when you're in torture cuffs? Do they electrocute you when you're in torture cuffs? But the way you get put in torture cuffs is Terry versus Ohio. When the cop says, I'm suspicious of Norman. So I'm suspicious of Norman because I'm suspicious of Norman, then you know what? going to put him in torture cuffs and detain him. Terry versus Ohio creates this magical space called detainment. In the name of officer safety, we create this magical detainment space in 1968. Well, the police, why do we create a detainment space? For officer safety. We're going to detain you for officer safety. This is the Supreme Court's ideologies. This is their policies they created. And so the police then created a policy. Why do you always hear office? Oh, don't walk behind me for officer safety. Oh, don't go over there for officer safety. Why do you think you always hear that? Because the Supreme Court created a caveat where police could create policy around officer safety. The Terry v. Ohio holding literally says officers can detain you if they're suspicious of you. So this cop can say, I was reasonably suspicious that maybe he was vandalizing or trespassing. And now he can enter into that person's world, put them in torture cuffs, enter them into POW style of arrest, take them down to the dungeon, strip search them, and put them in a rape cage. None of those things happen without Terry versus Ohio. Without Terry versus Ohio, no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, the Fourth Amendment. That would mean that when that pig drove by the homeless person, when the pig drove by the homeless person in the foyer, that he would have to see him breaking a law and have to have probable cause to interact with him. There's the $1 million difference. So all of you new folks, if you just got here, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I'm not sorry for the way I am. I'm a hardcore mother. I'm a hardcore guy and sensitive as cotton candy in my chest. But if you keep saying things that are stupid by stupid people who are uneducated, ignorant morons, then you're just going to sound like an uneducated, ignorant moron. It is not qualified immunity. There's a couple states in America where qualified immunity has been abolished. I think Colorado is one. I think Arizona is one, if I'm not mistaken. Has policing changed? No, because they can still walk up to you and say, I'm suspicious of you. And now your whole life is turned upside down because the detainment process for me, it ain't happening. You ain't putting me in torture cuffs. No how, no way. You want to kill me? Then kill me. But I'm not putting in torture cuffs. There's a camera on me. There's a camera on you. The judge is watching. You need me to go with you? I'll go. You're not putting me in torture cuffs, bud. And how come they can put you in torture cuffs? Because of Terry versus Ohio. It's so absolutely stupid when people say qualified immunity. It's because of that dunce cap, James Freeman. I'm sorry. I don't respect him. I don't like him. He's an idiot. He's been teaching you guys qualified immunity because he doesn't know any better. It's not his fault. He's just uneducated and kind of dumb. So just don't listen to morons. Remember, you have to actually educate yourself. You have to read. You got to read to be educated, okay? Your superpower is reading. And on oyez.org, oyez.org, you can listen to the oral arguments of all these Supreme Court cases, including Pearson versus Ray from 1967, which creates qualified immunity for police. It's based on racism. You can listen to Terry versus Ohio from 1968 on oyez.org. It's based on racism. You can listen to Graham versus Connor from 1989 that creates the use of force continuum. It's based on racism. You're white and poor and the cops target you, and so you don't like that it's racist? Sorry. I don't give a shit if you don't like it. It's true. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Our laws were created for blacks. The laws in our country were created for black people. You don't like it? Sorry. Every single gun law we have created for blacks. That Sullivan thing I talked about from 1911. So from 1898 to 1903. That little 5-year section right there. 1898 to 1903 was some of the worst lynching of blacks in U.S. history. So what did they do? They said, let's get the fluck out of the South and let's move up to the cities where we can work in factories. So the blacks said, we're out of here. We're moving out of Alabama, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Texas. We're leaving and we're heading up to Baltimore where the car industry is, Detroit. We're moving up to where the airline industry is in Baltimore. We're moving up to New York where there's commercial industry that blacks can work in, where you don't have to have an education. You're literally just popping it and passing down the line, popping and passing down the line. This is a little history lesson for you. So what happens when all the blacks are moving into New York City in 1909, 1910, 1911? Now, they had already passed a series of laws, which you can get on my website for free, called The Racist Origins of Gun Control. There's 2 different PDFs. The gun laws were created for blacks. And so in 1911, when there was an influx of carpetbaggers and blacks into New York City, the governor then passed an executive order called the Sullivan Act that said you had to have a permit to have a gun in New York City. Now, that model that you had to have a permit in 1911 in New York City is still the model today. And what does the 1911 Sullivan Act say? You have to have a permit. Well, who do you get the permit from? You get the permit from the president of the police bureau, the chief of police. So if you want to get a concealed carry handgun today, you got to go down and sign up with the pigs, and the chief pig has to agree that you get to get a permit for a handgun. How many blacks got handguns in 1911? 0. You know who did get one? Donald Trump. Senior. Donald Trump's great-grandfather. He was on the list automatically. Trump's been in power for years. So you're starting to see, I don't love telling you this. My base is white boomers and older Gen X. That's my base of people who support me. A lot of them don't like hearing it. I don't care. If you want some Archibald Dunnan, William Archibald Dunnan, Archibald, Archibald, William Archibald Dunnan wrote the textbooks for the schools in the United States of America when he partnered with the Sisters of the Confederacy after the Revolution, after the Civil War was won by the North. We paid a bunch of concessions to the South to keep them a part of us. The 2-senator thing, why is there 2 senators for Alaska and 2 senators for California? Because they had to make sure that we had a balance of racist states with non-racist states, or slave states with non-slave states. These are facts of history, which is I'll be teaching in Constitutional Law Scholar. But I just don't want people to walk around and not understand that the laws being applied to us were originally just for blacks. Just for black people, in case black people get offended when I say blacks. We say Asians, we say whites, we say browns, but you can't say blacks apparently, because some black people get offended. So can't please everybody, can I? And I never will, because I'm a hardcore mother and I'm never going to stop. So you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Every single little fucker out here, I didn't give their ID, a card, or none of that shit. And this guy condoning it as a fucking sergeant.
Where's Liz
Yeah,
at?
right, absolutely. Thank you.
Is this the fucker that? Yes. Slow down. Is this the fucker that slammed Liz into the glass?
Both of them.
No, it was. No, it wasn't.
I know this guy's on the hook for that shit. They didn't even state why she even got arrested. I guarantee you don't know the elements of the crime they're even going to charge somebody with. But they're going to have to answer that shit on the stand. Watch.
They're not going to have to answer to anything.
What in the fuck are you guys doing?
Each person that
You
put their hands
fucking
on, yeah, you guys
idiots.
all have
Yep.
to answer why
Yep.
you're engaged in a fucking physical act. Why? What's the elements of the crime? Why though? What you gonna say to the judge? And then when she asks you too, what's the elements of the crime that you charge me to, and you don't fucking know them, and they don't fit.
Okay, so what that auditor is trying to talk about is called CCC, Core Criminal Conduct. And so within the 1952 to 1962 Model Penal Code, something was written in there for Core Criminal Conduct, CCC. And what that auditor is trying to articulate properly is he's trying to ask the pig, what is your core criminal conduct? Because every single crime, there has to be a core criminal conduct or principal motivation for that crime. So what would be the core criminal conduct of the woman they arrested who was being a journalist? There's no core criminal conduct. And then when you get into the 1952 to 1962 Model Penal Code, what that talks about is mens rea. What is it willful, negligent? There's 4 different kinds, and willful, negligently, purposely, or someone typed the 4 in there. Willingly, negligently, purposely, knowingly. Those are the 4 different. And the prosecutor then decides from the Model Penal Code which you were doing. The prosecutor decides what your core criminal conduct was. So now let me put that in the application for you guys so you understand exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in 1952, Harry Blackman sat down and wrote the model penal code with some guy named Wexler. Okay. And he wrote the model penal code. And in the model penal code, what they said is that there's knowingly, recklessly, purposely, willingly, the 4 different levels of what you do with your core criminal conduct, the reason why you do it. So now if you and I are drunk one night, let's just play it out like we're morons here. And we go to 7-Eleven and we're like, hey, let's go steal a case of beer and run out of that store. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm drunk. Let's do it. So we go into the 7-Eleven, grab the case of beer. And as I'm running out, you shoot the clerk. I was stealing a case of beer, man. I'm not murdering anybody, but you shoot the clerk. So what happens to me? I'm now looped into the mens rea of the reason your core criminal conduct happened. Willingly, knowingly, purposely, negligently. Why did you do that? And the prosecutor will now decide the reason why you did it was negligently, knowingly, purposely, willingly, and each one has a different level of severity to it. Now, because of the model penal code, because I was there, I have the same core criminal conduct that you do. I'm going to be charged with murder as well. And why did they do this? So they could arrest more blacks. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I'm not at all whatsoever joking, not even kind of, sort of. This is the reason why. And then if you read the 1967 case of McClinsky versus Kemp, I believe it's McClinsky versus Kemp. Was it 1967? McClinsky versus Kemp, Scalia.
Every single fucking one of them better fit. Otherwise, you just legally fucking charge somebody. You're damn right you better agree. You better agree that shit in court, too. You better realize this ain't a fucking game fucking around with people's lives and shit. No qualified immunity.
Liz is very medically fragile. Where is she?
86. So
you fucking idiots.
So McClinsky versus Kemp is going to be argued in 1986 and decided in 1987. This is where Scalia writes the most racist argument you've ever read. If you read his holding in McClinsky versus Kemp, he seems to just forget that police were created for blacks, that laws were created for blacks. And when you read it and you get to the statistics of McClinsky versus Kemp, in cases that are called capital cases, where they get to murder you, the government literally murders you. The statistics, and someone can look them up because my numbers may be hazy, but they went for the death penalty in like 70% of black cases where a black guy killed a white guy. And then in white cases where a white guy killed a white guy, they went for the death penalty 15% of the time. Where a white guy killed a black guy, they went for the death penalty 12% of the time. Now these numbers could be a little bit off, but they're pretty close. They're pretty close. I don't have a photographic memory, but I remember just a lot of stuff. So if you read McClinsky versus Kemp and you understand that the 1704 South Carolina slave catchers were created, the first police in America were created to catch black people who ran away from slavery. Now you're starting to get everything. You're starting to get everything. Look, I'm sorry if you don't like this. People say, oh, you're for critical race theory. Absolutely not. You are not born privileged or non-privileged if the basic tenets of critical race theory. But when you get into the understanding, the true understanding, and fellas, females, I identify strongly on the conservative side because I'm for wiping away all gun laws. I'm for a super strong border wall. I'm for America first. I'm for America dominating. I'm all for it. So to say I'm a raging liberal it would be just... it would be just, they won't have me when I walk in the room and say, get rid of all these racist gun laws and no gun laws at all. They go, get him out of here. When I say I'm pro-choice all the way, you should be able to have an abortion if you want. The conservatives say, get him out of here. But then what happens is I find that most of us are right here in the middle. So you're seeing it. You're seeing it. And this is a microcosm of what'd you say? You said that a couple of years ago that there were more white people shot by cops than African Americans. Oh my God. So Todd far more white people killed by cops than African Americans. There are far more white people killed by cops than brown people, and Asians, it's just a sliver. However, when you go per capita, it's like 1 in 350 whites will be killed by cops. And then when you get to blacks, it's like 1 out of 10. When you get to browns, it's like 1 out of 7. They kill Latinos the most because there's so many illegal immigrants or undocumented workers, however you want to say it. And because they know that they won't cause a fuss because they don't want to get the rest of the family kicked out. And ICE will go there and warn them, if you kick up a fuss about Javier's death, then we're just going to deport your family. I mean, this is real stuff. If you guys have not read the 1994 crime bill, is that on the website? I don't know if that's on the website or not. So anyway, so now I want to show you something else because you guys saw this, you pretty much understand. And so now when I go to cops and I say, you know, this really isn't working out very good. This is going terrible, right? There's times where I will just dissect the cop. You guys see me do it. And then there's times I just listen and I just want to hear what that copper has to say. So the other day, I haven't shown this video before. No one's ever seen this. This video is not the other day. This video is about 4 weeks ago. I walked up to a copper who was doing a bike stop on his motorcycle. And I walked up to the copper and I said, hey, let's have a conversation, copper. Can you talk to me about the torture cuffs? Talk to me about how you see policing is going. How do you think things are going in our country? And he said, here's his response. These cops think that the way they do it is the only way to do it and that we shouldn't have any input in it. And that's what we've allowed to happen. So check this out. Watch this video of this pigger. And he's just going to have absolutely no clue that the way they're doing it is completely wrong and that this is not the right way to do it. I'll fast forward a little bit so we can get right to it. You good? Driving more black?
No, I was in the wrong lane, basically.
Well, the whole thing's a cluster of mess every morning here.
It is. I hate driving
There's
down this.
so many cars right here going through here. But you were in the wrong lane?
Yeah. I was trying to get around the traffic to get to work. It was just ridiculous over here.
Oh, yeah. 1 second. I'm going to come back up on that volume. I just said some things to her that I don't want everybody to hear. It's none of y'all's business. Just a warning ticket? So he's just gonna give her a warning ticket is what she's. Oh, I don't know if I'd be thankful for getting anything from this cop, but what did he say to you? Yeah, but everybody has to drive around the massive traffic with the kids. You're not alone. I just did it. He's trying to get out. Yeah, this
Looking at the road is the accident that responded for exactly what she did. They're not supposed to be crossing the intersection.
yeah. I mean, what it actually needs, though, officers, is it needs a couple guys out there working that intersection because it's a mess. I live right here, so
we try all the time.
it's a mess.
You know how many motor cuts there are?
I don't.
I'm curious.
How many?
I like to educate people too.
You
I love
do?
Education,
so teach me something.
How many LAPD officers do you think are working right now in this area?
In this area, I think there's 25,000 LAPD.
25,000? Absolutely not. There's only 8,000.
There's 8,000
We're the
LAPD.
third largest metropolitan department. We used to have 10,000, but because of policies and what happened, we no longer do.
Right.
No.
So how many do you have over here then?
Stand by real quick, and I'll be happy to have a conversation.
Sure. Appreciate you just giving her a warning. She doesn't make a lot of money.
What's that?
She doesn't make a ton of money.
I'm not here taking any money.
He's actually gonna pull his bike to the side right here, and he said he's gonna have a conversation with me. I never see you guys around here. Did I talk to you about 6 months ago? that you over there on Olympic and like where Olympic and La Brea cross, or Pico and La Brea cross? Yeah.
But no, to be honest with you, like I explained, the reason like this particular area, so Wilshire Division, okay? Yeah, Wilshire Division that runs all the way until their Olympic Division will take over.
Yeah.
Probably about 2 miles out. This area is about 14 miles that this particular division is responsible for. And it runs from here all the way to like bumping up to Beverly Hills.
So you're at Beverly Hills?
We're here at Beverly Hills. And the reason I'm asking you is how many officers do you think are working in this particular area right now? It's because I want your perspective. How many officers do you think are working right now?
In this 14-mile stretch, this district you're talking about? Oh, I don't know, probably. And how wide is that? Because it's like,
yeah, it's about 14 by 20.
yeah, 40. Oh gosh.
It's 10 freeway all the way to the 10 the 101.
Oh, 10 to the 101, and then all the way to like Beverly Hills, all the way over to here. It's got to be like 1,000 of you, huh? No, there's hardly any cops around. Okay, so let me just say something real quick. I don't identify as a Christian. I'm not Christian. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Buddhist. I'm not Hindu. I'm a God guy. I believe in God. I pray to God, but I'm not Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm a recovering Catholic. So I was an altar boy growing up. I want nothing to do with organized religion. I think it's crap. So.
Understand. And there's 8,000 Los Angeles police officers. Out of that 8,000, there's only a total of 3,000 of us who are actually patrol officers.
Oh, really?
Everybody else is administrative or another function of Los Angeles. So 3,000 are actually on any given time patrolling. But
right.
You have to factor in everything else.
Well, it's stagger shifts, 8 hours on, 12 hours on.
Yeah. So
12 on, 12 off.
Officers who do traffic enforcement primarily, there's only 212 of us in the entire department. Okay? And out of the 212 of us, at any given time, we have specialized enforcement as well. And those guys are about 40 of them. So in total, right now, where I work, and I'm responsible for 120 of the square miles, there's only 4 of us.
There's 4 of you in this area.
4 of us for 100 miles. For 100 miles. 100 square miles. 4 of us.
So then I get. So Black Coat Media, if you don't get any attention, you're going to get nothing done. You'll get no change.
This shift right now.
You have to probably prioritize the most important, right? Which would be
what takes priority
kids' lives. Yeah.
So I'm
accidents
from an accident, and I'm on my way back to my police station when I observed her do something that caused the accident that I was.
Well, you didn't give her a ticket. You just gave her a warning.
That's right.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Like I said, the point is to educate people as well.
Yeah.
Because I do understand that this is a congested intersection.
Oh yeah, it's a mess.
Many. One of many.
Yeah.
And like I said, everybody would like me to be at every corner, and I try not.
No, we wouldn't like you to be at every corner, but we would like as a couple of guys out there directing traffic so people don't have to drive around a great big mass. That intersection, you have no idea. It's horrible from 6:37 a.m. until 9 a.m. Horrible.
Yes, I really do. I believe and I prescribe to saving lives. Like, that's not a joke. Traffic enforcement, speed is the #1 killer, not guns. #1
right.
Speed.
Yeah.
So
autos kill them. How long have you been on the force for? 12. How's it going? Like, what's?
I love what I do.
You do?
I get a chance to talk to people every day.
Well, I'm nice to you guys if you're nice to me. I'm not usually rude to cops unless they're rude to me. You know, I'm pretty. If my rights get stripped from me, if someone says to me something that is right stripping, then I kind of will kind of. I you know what I'm saying? I go a little haywire if people start telling me I can't do something. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I'm literally just being nice to you, you know? And so like,
literally just having a conversation with anyone.
You know, my perspective is that we gotta, with the cameras, like you got a camera on your phone and you got a camera probably on your body somewhere. My perspective is to get rid of the handcuffs, get rid of those torture cuffs and start getting, like, for example, if I backed into a car right now and I, you know, for some reason I had to go downtown, right? If you said to me, Mr. DeCastro, the camera's on you, you do have to come with me. I can put you in torture cuffs, pin you behind your back.
You can call it whatever you'd like.
Or if you want, call it whatever you'd like. Come with me because you're on camera and the judge is watching. Okay. If you give me that choice, and that's what I tell you.
You're a very rational person.
We
deal with irrational people who actually will not just do what you say.
No, there's some that won't. That's true.
All people.
The majority of people are very friendly.
Yeah.
I'm explaining to you
Yeah.
the situation that you're trying to put a police officer. I'm about to turn my back to you and drive to the police station. Literally. And
Yeah.
you're saying, oh, you can't.
He just said to me, he's about to turn his back to me and drive to the police station. I'm sorry, Copper. People are not attacking you the moment you turn your back. It's just not happening. No matter how much brainwash they try to put into your little brain, if you turn your back on me, if someone attacked you, I would throw them on the ground. I would defend you because you don't attack people in the streets. Unlike you cops who attack people every day and put your hands on us, and we are not allowed to resist, that day is coming to an end. Americans are fed up. We're at a tipping point, and it's going to go boom very, very soon.
On you. Don't worry about anything else. An irrational person. You're dealing with
Yeah.
the homeless. Are you telling me that somebody who is mentally disturbed and not capable of functioning at the level in which you are,
Yeah.
and you're going to put them in the back seat so they can jump out the door, jump
Right.
out the window? No, for their own safety. Understand? Calling it torture cuffs? Absolutely not. That's not that. I don't believe in that at all. And I'm not over here trying to.
Yeah, there's a percentage of people who have to be restrained. I agree with you. And there's a percentage of people that have to live in a box. And there's a percentage of people that will never be able to function in society that want to rape women and kill kids. There's wackos. I'm not saying. And there's some people that when the cops are called, you're going to have to kill that person because they are not. I'm just saying they're not going to give up. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not going to say kill anyone.
What I'm saying is
You stop the threat.
the majority of people, I believe, my audience believes that with the camera system, even a guy who beats his wife or all kinds of things, I'd be willing to go with you with the camera. If your camera's right here and you said, hey, you got to come with me, you hit your wife, she's got a black eye, you can come with me, or we torture cuff you and then we drag you down there. I think even people who beat their wives would be like, well, they're going to take me. Like, because if you say I'm under arrest, I can't stop it. If you tell me right now, you're under arrest, just for any random reason, right? I can't stop it. It's going to happen, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
The transportation process to the system that's supposed to help them is so inhumane that it's like just the whole torture.
Have you ever been arrested?
Oh yeah. I'm not a felon, but I've been arrested before the camera phone because I just say whatever I want. Before the camera phone, I was arrested 20, 30 times just for because cops could arrest me and there was no evidence of the violation of my rights. But now I'm a constitutional law scholar and I film cops, and if you arrest me wrongly, then I sue you and I go through this big process, and it's a nightmare. But like I said, man, I treat people nice if they're nice to me. I want to get rid of those dang cuffs.
Yeah.
I don't think that, and say that you do have to restrain someone. One big long strap with the Velcro in the back seat, they're not going anywhere. That's all I'm saying. But you guys have this one mentality of we have to use torture cuffs, and that's the only mentality. And you think that if I don't agree with you, that I'm ignorant and I don't know, and you know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I'm trying to get to, where maybe I do, like you said, you're going to educate me. Maybe I have a little education for you, and maybe you have some knowledge for me. And if I could get rid of those torture cuffs, man, I'd be less adversarial with you guys.
I 100%. I wish you well on your flight.
But
Right.
Hey, you have a good day today too. Okay. Be safe. All right. Be safe.
Okay, so what is he saying here? He's saying that what I'm saying is dumb, and that there's no reason. He even laughs at the idea they're called torture cuffs, but yet this jackboot has never been put in those torture cuffs. And then he explains to me how there's only 4 cops in this area. So then the idea of not stopping individual people for minor traffic infractions, that doesn't make sense if there's only 4 cops for a multi-mile radius. You figured that the only people you would stop were people who were doing damage or violating the rights of others. But instead, he chose to stop this black female motorist and issue her a warning ticket and spend 20 minutes of his time with someone who hadn't violated anybody's rights, someone who was no danger to society. And this is the organization we put in place. They get their marching orders from a bunch of dunce caps who start off at the academy when they're 22, just out of college or not even out of college. And then they go up the rankings, and pretty soon now they're in charge of distribution of funds and allocation of funds, which means they decide how policing goes in each one of our cities, and there's no third party over the top of them. There's no one to say, are you parking cars all over the city to get traffic tickets when there's thousands of victims of crimes that those cops could be investigating? So now there's only one more video I want to show you, and then I'm going to get the flock out of here, and we've been on for an hour. So this video just shows that every time you get a cop involved, every single time you get a cop involved, what happens is just more of the worst possible scenario. So this happened in Las Vegas, and Chuck Bronson's in the room, everybody. Make sure you get over there, my friend Chuck Bronson. And then let me address this before I start the video. You know, some of y'all are battling back and forth in the comments about this or that or whatever. Just stop. If you're in this room, unless you're one of the dozen people who come in to just hate watch, the 300 plus people are here because we want to change the system. You guys battling back and forth about what's effective and what's not effective. Let me just clue you in. So far, 0 has been effective. You have not affected change. Nobody has affected change. The system is the same. Terry versus Ohio still stands. Some guy who went to an academy for 2 weeks can walk up to you and say, I'm suspicious of you. Nothing has been accomplished other than body cams. And now the Fraternal Order of Police for the past 3 years has been funding different candidates in every city and state and federally around the country, funding their campaigns and then writing legislation for them, like John Kavanaugh in Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Arizona, who wrote Senate Bill 2319 and who wrote House Bill 1300 in Arizona, that allows the police to limit how close you can get to filming. And additionally, it gives the body cam footage, the property of the body cam footage now belongs to the chief information officer of that police department. Who is the chief information officer of that police department? The chief of police. That's why in Memphis, the chief information officer in Memphis, Tennessee was the captain, the female captain, lieutenant. It's all crap. She saw the body cam footage of the cops murdering Tyree Nichols and said, I'll bet you someone else has a video. We better report on this one. Because if she thought that those cops weren't going to get caught, she wouldn't have aired that. And then all the coppers going on saying, I've never seen anything like that. Thank you, V Boyer, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. So now I'm going to pull up this other video for you guys. Wait till you see watch what this dumb cop does. And you guys stop fighting each other. This is what libertarians do. I was a registered libertarian. I left. I'm the leader. I'm not here to decide who the leader is and fight amongst each other. I'm leading, and I don't give a damn if people don't like it. And I'm going into government. I will run for governor, and I will change it from the top down. But it has to happen as a grassroots level where the people will elect me. So all of the arguing, we're not going to change anything. They say, oh, it's a no, change comes from the top down. When I got $500,000 from my tech company, I laid out the marching orders. Didn't matter what the minions wanted to do. I got the money. I distributed it. That's the same thing the governor of every state does. And that's how we get rid of these law enforcers. So I'm going to show you guys something. This is how ridiculously horrible it is when you have a cop come onto the scene. This is so incredibly horrible what you're going to see here, how bad cops are. Watch this. And by the way, let me just say one last thing before I get off here. I found this on Reddit. And if you go to the Reddit thread on Damn That's Interesting, that's the name of the thread that this particular video is on. Damn That's Interesting is not a cop-hating thread. It is not an anti-police thread. It is not a police thread at all whatsoever. Damn That's Interesting are pictures and videos that people put up when they go, oh, damn, that's interesting. Look, my iPhone's broken, but it's still working. Damn, that's interesting. This microphone, it actually stretches all the way around my head. All kinds of things like that. So they showed this video on Damn That's Interesting. And when you read the comments, I'll just go over there after you see the video. I want you guys to see this and watch what the cop does.
Oh, shit! Dude, oh. Oh, shit! Dude, oh, fuck! Shit. Will the door open?
He chased him away.
It's still on fire.
Let me pause it right there. I'm going to go back just 5 seconds. This pig, all these people are trying to break into the car, and the pig chases everybody away. The citizens actually break the window, not the copper. Watch. Guy in the vest. Right there. See the guy in the vest?
It's still on fire.
The guy in the vest is the hero. The cop actually almost gets this man killed because they had enough people. They had enough people. They could have gone on the left and the right and drug him out. The cop almost gets this man killed. He almost dies. Look at this moron meathead.
Guys, it's still on fire.
This man.
It's on fire still.
He's asking for help from the crowd. This guy is.
It's getting worse. Guys.
See the fire? Now he's going to go over. This guy saves his life right here. This guy opens the door, unseatbelts him, and jerks him out. Watch the fire. Watch how close this is. See this guy grabbing him and jerking him out? That guy right there? He does it. His face is in the smoke. Look, here it is.
It's getting worse. Get out of there.
Boom! Cop almost got him killed. Now watch how bad the cops are. Watch how crappy cops are. You see how tiny that fire is? That fire could be put out with one fire extinguisher with a guy who knows what he's doing. See that fire right there? That fire I can put out myself with a fire extinguisher. Look at this moron, dumb cop. Just... spray it here. Spray it underneath, bro.
Under the car.
He even says under
the car.
He says under the car.
Watch out.
If he'd spray, oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, the guy tells him, shoot under the car. It's under the car. The cop ignores him, and the car then goes into a Roman candle. Watch. What a dunce cap. What a freaking... He tells him it's under the car.
Under the car. It's under the car.
Okay, so now, just so you know, once that copper is scared, he's going to walk away and watch what happens. The fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Look, but okay, so the fire then goes into a Roman candle type of fire. So you guys can watch this on Reddit, but let me show you one last thing, and then I really am going to get the flock out of here. I want you guys to see something. I want you to read the comments of this Reddit page where you get to see what the people of Reddit were saying, because they're not anti-cop. This is not an anti-cop page. It simply is not. This is not an anti-cop page. So I'm going to show you guys the comments right here, right now. I got it right here. Reddit. Right here. Okie dokie. So, oh, the thread's been locked. The thread's been locked. The thread has been locked because the coppers were offended by the commentary. Wait till you see the comments. Wait till you see the comments. The comments in this, let me zoom in for you guys. So this thread has been locked by, oh, this is on the wrong page. This is humans being bros. I'm so sorry. It's going to be Reddit. Damn. That's interesting. And let me pull it up here, because it's only going to be a few down here. So on humans being bros, they locked the thread. Let's see if they lock the thread. Let's see if they lock the thread over here. And hopefully it's not too far down here. Okay, here it is. I found it. So let's see if this thread is locked. On bros being humans, the thread was locked. Is it locked on this one too? Because the amount of people who are like, these cops are the biggest morons I've ever seen is... So let's see, it's locked. Okay. So now this one says, dude at the beginning gave it all his work to break the window's props. I think it's funny. The guy who actually succeeded in smashing the window was like, okay, now let's get out of here before anyone questions why I know what, blah, blah, blah. The cop looked pissed at him too. I wonder why he bounced. It's really common knowledge on Amazon. So yesterday, the top rated comment was that the right here, this was the top rated comment yesterday. I hope the civilian in the vest was adequately recognized for his bravery. And now when I click view more comments after that, it gets really interesting. Can you believe that the officer was mentioned in the rescue? Not a word about the civilians helping. Article's been updated to reflect a bystander that helped. I can believe it. That was my exact prediction after watching it and why I made the comment. Even video post on your link clearly showed the civilian pulled him out. No doubt the policeman helped, but the man in the vest deserves the documented credit. My prediction had absolutely nothing to do with the assistance of the uniformed policeman, everything to do with journalism. A long time ago, I was a witness to a felony assault case. So now it just goes on and on and on. And each one of these people, this is not a cop hating page. I was a night manager at a building, right? Each one of these people now tell a story of how when the cop, I honestly am surprised he even got arrested at the police station. Every one of these people has a story now about how the cops are the problem in almost every situation. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing it time and time and time again. Let me post that link in the comment section so that you guys can just go ahead if you're so inclined and you want to read this. So here, this is Press with Rankers in the room, everybody. Make sure you guys get over my buddy Press and subscribe to his channel. He hasn't been making any videos because the judge ordered him where he's not allowed to make videos. He's not allowed to film cops. So make sure you guys get over there and subscribe. There's the Reddit thread right there if you guys want to go read the comments. That cop almost got him killed. He ran the crowd away, and then they got him out of there with literally 1 second to go. Because I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but when a car blows up with gasoline and you see the fire spread like that, it's fire, but the stimulant, the gasoline, is what's actually spreading. The fire is the byproduct of the stimulant. And so when the fire blazes up inside of a car, you think, oh, I'm just going to get out of here. No, what's happening is the stimulant of the fire is getting on you, and then you're getting burned. They're right next to each other, but that's the point. So when the fumes from the gas spread into the car, had that man been sitting in the car, he would have caught on fire. He would have actually caught on fire because the gas would have gotten to his clothes. And the cop almost killed him by sending everybody away. Yeah, guys. So YouTube, because of the bad language of activists cursing, because activists were cursing when their friend was kidnapped, YouTube will demonetize this video. So the best thing you can do to support is share this video, comment, and when I hang up on this video, make sure you go to the comment section and you drop in where you're watching from and what your feelings are on it so I can go back and read them, because if I read comments when I'm live, then I get a little bit distracted. And as you know, I'm trying to disseminate a lot of information in each and every one of my broadcasts so you guys can learn how the laws were set up. You know, you guys hear me say I'm a constitutional law scholar. Have you ever heard anybody say the things that I say? Have you heard anybody ever educate the way I educate when I do audits and also when I do reviews of different things? So I'm just sharing with you the knowledge that I've learned through my life, and that's what I'm doing. And I want you guys to learn it too. Make sure you guys get over there and get your $5 trifold. It's digital. You print it out at home. Get the $25 indestructible trifold. That's truly how I make a living and Delete Law's Clips make a living, is we sell constitutional products to try to protect you so that you don't speak to cops. I have another trifold coming out. I'm in design right now. I can't wait for you guys to see this. A big shout out to my friend Archangel for Truth. Gave the absolute best. And by the way, Archangel, I got a little surprise for you coming. I'm not going to say it right now on the live. So make sure you guys get over to deletelaws.com, get your indestructible trifold or your digital trifold, and protect yourself, and don't talk to cops when you get pulled over. Don't do it. Use the trifold and use it smart. You know, don't talk. All right. Any questions for me? Hey, Reddit. I wonder if that's the, let me, can someone go to that channel, that Reddit channel, and see when the channel was created? I would bet that Reddit channel was created about 15 minutes ago, is what I'm going to guess. Okay, do I have any questions? It's delete laws with a Z, Dan. It's delete laws with a Z, delete laws with a Z. If you would please stop by there, I really appreciate that. And yeah, any questions? Oh yeah, Green Mark, we're already aware of the Espanol. That's I'm already, well, it's okay, Dan. No big deal. Just wanted to tell you. Gloria, love you too, honey. So good to see you. So good to see you. V Boyer, Jeff hates pigs. Mikey B. I know that. I knew that from the get-go, Mikey B. I already knew that wasn't real. It was fake. Anyway, I'm going to get the flock out of here. I don't know if I'm going to air the audits that I showed you guys. I may or may not. I've got a bunch of videos on my phone that I haven't aired because I just didn't think there was much in them, but there always is. What's up, Lakeland, Florida? Good to see you guys. All right, Cope Dog in Cope Dog. How many times can we get that? Let me just get that typed in the comment section 50,000 times real quick. Just type right down in here. We don't stop. 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 Just type it in there because we don't stop, and I'll never stop. I give you my absolute word. I give you my absolute word. You know, Walter, I've heard of different things, but I think I have something better. I do. You know, and also to be honest with you, I still have a really hard time supporting ex-deputies and ex-cops. I'm trying. It's really hard for me to go, oh, I used to be a ex-deputy, ex-cop, and now I'm on the side of good. It's so hard for me to accept them. You know, it's hard. I know that I need to forgive them, but it's really hard for me. So I don't subscribe to that guy's channel. I don't watch his channel. I don't like cops. I don't like ex-cops who found Jesus. You know, even though I'm friends with a couple ex-cops who I talked to who found Jesus, but it's just hard for me to accept them. It's hard for me to accept them. I'm an ex-cop and an ex-deputy, and then they get on there and they bash cops and deputies. Why didn't you do that when you were a pig? Oh, you were worried about your own bottom line. You were worried about your own money, and that's how they get these people. We're going to give you money. We're going to come give you money. Yeah, I know it's still hard for me to accept ex-cops. I'm doing my best. Look, Beth Rist and I have become friends over the past year, and I've been honest with her. It's hard for me to accept her. It's hard for me to accept any ex-cop, even though I have an audio coming out. I have an audio of an ex-cop from Ohio coming out, and said I had to change his voice. I can just let his voice play. He's been retired for 20 years. And I have an audio of an ex-cop coming out where he validates everything, the other ex-cop that I said. I got to get over my own shortcomings. I'm sorry to all the ex-cops out there who have seen the light. I'm trying. I'm just being honest, which a lot of people won't do. I have a hard time accepting ex-cops and ex-deputies who then make channels and they're like, oh, look, I'm for the good now. It's just hard for me to accept them. You know, it just is. So I'm just being honest. I've got to keep working on my friend Alan's video, and then I have Auditors United video that I have to do still. So I'm just a little bit behind. And by the way, you know, if you guys ever get an email or a contact from me, there are hundreds of people who imitate me, who will send you an email. They'll create a Yahoo address, says delete laws 147@yahoo.com or whatever. They'll say delete laws at delete laws 42 at Gmail or something like that. You might get a fake email from someone who claims to be me. Make sure you always email directly deletelaws@gmail.com. That's my email address. So delete laws clips, that's with a Z as well. Delete laws clips@gmail.com. That's with a Z on the end of the laws. All righty, I will get the flock out of here. I thought this was a pretty controversial podcast. I thought this was pretty controversial because I really took a stand and let you guys know that we're living under laws created for black people when it was okay to discriminate. So anyway, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it. Welcome to my TED Talk. I hope you come for the next one. Do me a favor, fact check absolutely everything I said here today. Fact check absolutely everything I said here today. And I will see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.